Okay, good evening everyone. So today we will see like a Caesar encryption technique, and then we will actually code using Python that technique. So what exactly that Caesar encryption technique we will see. So so this is actually a simple encryption technique which was used by Julius Caesar like very first. So it's like for alphabets, so we have 26 alphabets, right? So depending on the one shift position, so it will actually shift that. If it is A, then it will shift. If we have given 3, then the word A will change to D. Like the letter A will change to D in the word what we have given. So it's one of the simplest and earliest methods of encryption, but as of now there are multiple encryption techniques available like hashing and different types of encryptions. But this is the one of the first earliest encryption technique to send coded messages and decode. Until unless you know the what is the shift value or the key value, you cannot decode the cipher message. So for example, if here they have given with a shift of 1, A would be replaced by B and then B would be replaced by C and so on. So yeah, so generally, it will be like this, like A equal to 0, B equal to 1. So A equal to 0 is the index, we can say. So yeah, if it is shift 3, then it's like A will shift to 3 places, then it will be D and again. So and if it is Z, and it actually starts back to A. So uh, so it's generally like just a shift of positions of alphabets, and then we actually use that technique to do our coding. So before that, so just we have few steps already given. So for example, so either user want to encode or decode the message, and we have to create a function with encrypt function name they have given, and the text and shift as inputs from the user. So here we will coding it. Uh, yeah, 3 variables. So and before that, as of now, one thing is like we have to take the alphabets. So I have taken like just A to Z alphabets in a list. So if I see, so yeah, you can define. So we will go one by one if it is actually like A to Z. So just I have taken all the small cases. Now we will define, should be Python. Okay, so we will be saving this as. So now we will be asking user. So this is just for our reference purpose. We have defined a list with all the alphabets like A to Z alphabets. Even we can do without this by using the char. I meant to say there is a module called char. We can import that and we can do that. But for now we will be doing by taking the list. So now I will be asking. user encrypt or decrypt equal to input. So I will go back to, so this is generally what we do. So and then I wanted to take new line. So that's what. So we have asked user the input type encode or decode. Now we will be asking text. So here again they have defined us. So text and shift. So we can define again in. So here we don't need to convert anything because everything is in strings. So enter our text. And then shift in input and our secret shift key. Only this we have to convert to int because we will be using shift to, it will be in numbers, right? So it will be int. So how many positions we have to shift, we will be using int. So that's why we are type converting it to integer, this shift. So now, so we have taken all the inputs. So now they're saying we have to define an encrypt function. So for example, now we will going one by one. And correct. Now function we have to give parameters, right? I am giving some uh, like some plain text, comma shift number. So here, so now going back, so here we have defined a function with the name, and then we are giving the parameters as plain text and shift. These are the user input variables what we have defined, all the three. So again, so here now what we will be doing, we will be defined some encoded text. equal to, we don't know what is the encoded text still, so we will be defining an empty string. Sorry. Now for letter in plain text, so what we are doing, we are taking for from the word, for example, here hello is the word, for example. So from hello we will be taking each letter like H. So one by one we are looping from the plain text, like what are the word we will be inputting here. So here then what we will getting, we will get the position equal to alphabet. So if we read here, so how we can get the position, because we have to shift it uh, like one by one, right? If it is H, we have to add some number and we have to get the next digit. So for example, they have given us hint how we can access the index. So here if it is a list and if it is the index function, if it is whatever we have given, so it starts from 0 1 2. So then if it is index, and then its bar is the value in the list, and when we given that value, we will get the where that value is lying in the list. So it's like if in list there are three values, and the three values are lying at indices 0 1 2. So when we type bar, it is giving 1. So if we type baz bash, then it will give 2. Similarly here in our case, what we are defining, we are defining alphabets from A to Z, and we are actually getting the indices of the letter, like for example H, right? So the string word is nothing but string, like array of letters. So we are actually looping on the array of letters in the word. So for example hello, so now I am taking H, and then I am giving a position of H. The position of H, it will return 0, like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 7, right? So it will return 7 as the my position. But I am not interested in that. So what I am interested in, new, I am define another variable new position equal to position plus. So I am incrementing the position value with the shift value, like shift number. Want to say. So here what I am doing, so whatever the shift key, the secret key, like how many, I meant to say how many digits it should increment. So I am adding that 6, if it is 7, 7 plus for example 5, so it will shift to 7 plus 5, 12. So what is the indices of 12? We will get that, and then we will be doing like, now the new position came. Now what we will do is, so we will be incrementing, what we will do, string one by one. So in this alphabet list, we are accessing that position. So we are accessing via index position. So the new position, whatever the new position we are accessing, that digit. So like after 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the indices at 12, the value is m. So like that we are actually accessing. So here what we are giving the increment operator. So here what it is like, it in the loop it will continue to add the letters one by one to the string. Now what we will be doing, print. Encoded. So any questions? So we have did our encryptions. So for example, if you want to check what's the position, so it's good. So for debug purpose, when you want to check how the loop is running, we can actually do this also. Print new position. So I'm printing outside the loop once the encoded. Print encoded text. So these three are extra. So like we will be seeing what the position it is taking, what the new position it is giving, and what is the letter it is appending to the empty string what we have defined. So somewhere here, now I will be running Python Caesar encryption. So here as of now we are not using anything like encode or decode. So just anything will work. So enter our text. So, hello. Shift key I am giving 5 to check whether, sorry, again sorry sir, I haven't called the function, so it will just okay. So we have to call the function, right? So encrypt, so it is taking input and it is not don't do anything we have if we haven't called the function. So encrypt plain text is, so we are actually passing keyword arguments from text, and then the shift number is the shift. So again now encode hello 5. Okay, alphabet of okay, so here, okay, sorry, I want index, right? So what I am doing, I am just checking directly alphabet of index, alphabet of the letter value, like, so it won't give me what's the like the, so here it is like indices, I meant to say, if we are using something like this, so here it should be number, like indices number. So in like index accessing of lists. So but if I want to get the index, so I have to use this function, like index function. So, so alphabet list and index of a letter. So since letter is a variable, I'm not quoting it in string, so the value will be replaced. So here if you see, list indices must be integers or slices, not uh, string. So it's like 5 column. So what are the slices you want, or if you want only that indices, that type. So and again let me change few more things. I will be slash before running and hello shift key 5. Okay, again I haven't used f string, so that's why it's directly given encoded text is encoded text. So it haven't didn't replaced with encoded text with the variable value. Why they haven't decoded? Because I haven't given the f string. If I run again the same program, encode shift key 5. So now if you see, it has actually replaced my value, the last encoded. So it's like the shift key is 5, so the first position is 7, h is at 7, and then it added 5 plus 7 plus 5 12, and then the word is m, and then h e is at 4, 4 plus 5 9, and then the list of from alphabet where it is, so it is like mj. So a list of 9 is, alphabet of 9 is j, so it's added to the encoded text what we are giving. So this is working fine, but what happens when we give, so we have defined only up to a to z, right? So but if we use the which are having last values, so let me use encode. If I give zoo is so generally if I give one, should that should be replaced with a, right? So it should be circular. So but what happened, so I am giving shift key as 1. So here we are getting a index list out of range error, because here we are defining the position indices is like +1. So it's like it is going to the 26th position, where in but in the alphabet list there is no 26th indices, it's only up to 25 indices will be there. So alphabets is actual 26 alphabets, but indices starts from 0, so it will be 25 only. So so how we can deal with this? There will be two ways. As of now, either we have to do some here some I meant to say if it is greater than 25 or something like that, uh, the arithmetic operations and the list operations we have to. I'm not doing that. I'm just simply copying this. Sorry. So here what I did, I just copied A to Z again after Z. So here what happens if it is Z, if I shift it to 1 again, it's like it's a circular dependency. So it's like at 26 position, it again it is at uh, yeah. So it's like circular dependency we have created. So if whatever we create, whatever the position we increment, it actually do the same thing. So if we create a Z plus uh, 2 is like a Z plus Z, so it actually did the circular dependencies. Either you can create here with some other logic, but I have choose the easiest logic. Uh, so just I have added another set of alphabets in the same list so that it has created circular dependency. So again, if I save this and again run it, God, I want zoo. So I'm giving one. So here, after 26, it went on to 26, 25, 26, and it is A. After O is replaced with P, and again O is replaced with P because its shift value is only 1. And then again, now any questions here? We have done with, I mean to say, encrypt function. So we have actually encrypted the message. Whatever the input message we are doing, we are able to encrypt using the shift key. Similarly, the steps again they have given is like a decrypt. So we have to create a decrypt and we have to so it should be backwards. So for example, the hello what we have created on shift key we have given. So if user received at their end this secret message and this shift key value, they should able to decode the message, right? So in that case, so how there should be another logic, right? So it's simply we have to decode the text whatever received depending on the key, like shift key. So direction variable or uh, user encrypt decrypt choice. So what we will be doing, I am just copy pasting this. So we will be creating another function decrypt, and the same, or we can call it as encoded encoded text and shift number to decode. So now we will be decoding the text. So just simple as it is, we are doing decoding text. So encoded user text, I can say, just for differentiation, just I'm taking encoded user text. So now for again we are doing for letter, and again we are actually taking the position. Here the difference it will be is just we are doing minus instead of doing plus, we are doing minus. So for example, if A is there and the shift number is 1, so if app should convert back to 0, right? So it's like 0 minus 1, it will be minus 1. So the minus 1 in the list is like, it's like the last digit we can access with the negative indices. So that's the advantage of list. So if you want to access the last value of in a list, so it's like if you given if you don't know the how many are there, but if you want to access the last value of in a indices, so it's like you can call list of minus 1, so it will actually goes to the last indices value and it actually return z. So the same thing we are doing, encoded text, decoded text, decoded text. So same decrypt, so encoded text equal to and shift number to decode. So if I go back, based on the user input, we can direction variable instead of direction variable. We can say direction variable is nothing but the this whatever we defined the user choice variable to say. So so, so depending on the, now we have to consider condition. So now we have to give the condition of if because what the user is choosing, then we have to test it, right? If user encrypt choice equal to encode, so we will be using this function else elif. We will be choosing the decrypt function. So let's see whether it is working fine or not. So decode, I want to shift key 1. So what it is saying, position minus shift. Okay. So here, okay. So because we have defined shift number to decode, decode app key 1. Okay. So here we need to be careful. Just check if position minus shift number. So shift number to decode. Okay. Now it fine. So if you see the indices, so it went it's 0 at A, it is 0, and the indices it is like -1. So for -1 it is actually accessing Z. So alphabet of -1 is Z. So similarly now P is at 15 and -1 we are doing, so it is at 14. So it is working fine. So our encryption decryption is working fine. So if you want to again check encryption also, code now again I'm giving zoo 1. So again then the encryption is also working fine. So now at last what exactly they are asked is combine the encrypt and into a single function called Caesar and run the script. So before we now what happened, we are calling two functions, right? So instead of that, for example, let's say if you want to call only one function, so instead of writing whole code, so def Caesar, the function definition. Now I will be giving text from user, and then shift number. Now here we have to take, because we are combining it into one function, we have to take user choice. So whether they want to input like decrypt, encrypt or decrypt, because if you see here we are actually just changing only one operation, so that is plus and minus operation. So instead of writing whole again 10 lines of code, why don't we combine it to one and we reduce the code. So here now we have called a function. Now for example, for the first thing what we will do is, if user choice is equal to decode, what we will do, we will multiply and assign with -1. So what we are doing is nothing but the addition operation only, but when the user choice is decode, it's like we are minusing, right? We are actually doing subtraction. But what if the same thing, so it's a logic we have applied, so we are changing the shift number to negative when it is a decode, else, so else it will continue. So the remaining code will be as it is, so there won't be any change. So but before that we should define cipher text. Well, so just I am defining a variable, so for letter in text from user, index dot letter position, new position, so it will a shift number. So here if you carefully observe, so we are actually changing the shift number to minus, like multiplying with -1 and assigning the same number. So if the shift number is 5, it will actually multiply with 5 into -1, so it will be -5, and then it will be added to the position. So it's like position, so the positions won't change, so only the operation will change when we are multiplying with the -1. So now say for text, so we will see the workflow. So here it's not decoded, so what we will do, so, so we have two variables. So encode, the encode text is encode text, if we are using decode text is, uh, we will give the ciphertext. So we have combined only using one condition. So we have reduced the code nearly 20%. So now I will be calling the function user text from user equal to sorry text from user equal to text, right? Shift number equal to shift user's choice equal to Python. So now let me encode. So text for I'm encoding zoo. Shift key 1. So the encode text is app. So similarly again I want to run if it to check my decode is working fine or not. Decode I want to app shift key 1. So the decode text is zoo. So my both the encode and decode is working fine because here what it is doing the shift key it is actually multiplying with -1, that's why it is going to -1 like 0 plus -1, so it will be -1. What we are doing, so we are just negating the shift number when the user input is decode. So that's the only thing we have changed in the Caesar function. So here we have two functions, we have combined it into one function simply. So just depending on the user input we are actually negating the shift number and then we are doing the same operation. So again now this is probable bugs. So if we are giving shift number greater than 26 it will won't work properly because of we have only 26 alphabets, right? So we you have to limit this. So we have you have challenge to solve, so try to figure it out. So this is you can say your homework, or you can in your free time you can try to solve it. And again if user enters symbols or numbers this will fail, so you have to handle it again. So if user enters that, so you have to check whether user has entered only alphabets or not. So this is one of the exercise you can solve on yourself. If not, we will see tomorrow how we can do that. So any questions? So I'm stopping recording.